Nick, when you're playing on a Wednesday instead of a Saturday, how does that kind of change your game prep?
Um, in years past, when weeks have kind of been condensed and we've had like less time than like per se like a 6 or 7 day period to prepare for a game, it's definitely changed that process. Now coming off of Kennesaw, we had about going about like 10 days, so that didn't really change our process as much. I mean, obviously, if anything, it allowed us to have a little bit more time to watch film, understand who we're playing as an opponent. Um, I think Coach Mason and the staff they created a good schedule for us. Coach Bladnick was able to get a few extra lifts in, which he was happy about. Um, but I mean, no, look, as players, like we had a few days off more than we would. I think it allowed us to get our bodies back, but we had some really good practices in between then, and then we kind of got on our normal week schedule, and it was business from there, and we're just attacking it the same way we would like per se a normal game week, and game planning and game prep has been very good. I thought practices have been very good, and we've kind of gone from there, and I think our guys are ready to go.
As you watch film and evaluate Missouri State, what are some things that stand out about them on defense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a experienced secondary unit. Guys have played, guys who are a little bit older. I think that experience always helps defensive units, especially in terms of communication. They're athletic in their front seven. Their D line's an athletic unit. They move. They can rush the passer. They can defend the run, and then obviously in their linebackers, the linebackers run sideline to sideline. And I think when you're looking at a linebacker unit and you get guys who run sideline to sideline, it's tough. It's tough to create momentum sometimes. But I mean, we're going up against a good unit, and I think we've prepared well. And at the end of the day, we just got to do our jobs, and we got to make sure that that ball is moving forward, and we're getting positive yards each play.
Coming off bye week, I know for you, you're the leader of this team, really trying to make sure that they're developing on both sides of the ball. But for you, what have you been telling them in the locker room, in the huddle, just to make sure that they're continuing to develop?
Yeah, the message doesn't change. Whether you're on a short bye week, a full bye week, you're coming off a win, you're coming off a loss. The message never changes. I think that's one thing that people tend to overlook, or people who aren't in it every single day with us. You're like, well, you guys are coming off a loss. What are you going to do different? It's like, well, we don't. We're not going to do anything different. The message from the coaches is the same. Our work ethic is gonna remain the same because we have a good group of guys who have been working hard since the summer. And I think we just got to continue to grind and chop wood each day. And we have a solid group of leaders in our locker room, and guys who want to be better, young guys who want to learn and be better. And I think, like I said, we put together a few practices of good competition, and then we put together a good string of practices getting ready for the game. And the message doesn't change, the work doesn't change, and we just got to prepare.
Couple of things. Number one, Kennesaw, you had 10 different receivers catch balls.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 weeks prior to that, you had 7 in each game. Uh, what I know it's got to be a little satisfying to get more and more guys involved. What's been the key to that?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it just shows you the depth we have in terms of our playmakers. Obviously, we have a really deep wide receiver room, guys who can make plays all over the field. Our tight ends do a tremendous job, and then obviously our backs. I mean, they continue to do a tremendous job, whether it's running the football or catching it out of the backfield. I think at the end of the day, like guys just need to be ready when their number's called. I think that guys have done a really good job of that. No matter what their job calls for. If it's for them to come in and block, then they're going to block their tails off. If it's for them to come in and run a route and make a play in the air, then they're going to do that. And got full confidence in everything and everyone we have on that side of the ball, whether it's up front, whether it's skill position wise. Anyone who comes in that game, I know that they're going to be ready to play, and I think it's a testament to how hard they work. And hopefully you continue to see more of that, and we could just continue to get better and move that ball.
The next two are against Missouri State and Delaware, the two new teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Both are moving up from FCS to FBS, and they don't look like. I mean, they. I guess in this new era of college football, that line has become much more blurred.
Right.
They fit right in so far, and you had a chance to, especially now that the schedule gets where it's to the wonky part, you can watch more games, and you had a chance to watch those teams.
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously for us, having playing Missouri State this upcoming Wednesday, we definitely watched a lot of them. And like I said, I mean, when you watch them on defense, their D line plays tremendously fast. Their linebackers fit well. They play sideline to sideline. The back end communicates well. And then I mean, really outside of one game, They gave everyone issues. They gave SMU some fits. They created turnovers early versus SMU. They kept it tight. They played a good game versus Marshall. And then, they gave Western Kentucky, a good close game late into the fourth quarter. So, at the end of the day, we're playing a good unit. Same for Delaware. We had some time, watched their game versus Western the other day. That's another good team that's joining our conference. And, at the end of the day, anyone who we play is going to be a good unit. Everyone has playmakers. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to execution. We have to execute our jobs and our responsibilities, knowing that we're going to play a good unit here on Wednesday versus Missouri State. And, at the end of the day, we just got to do our jobs and finish and, go from there.
Bodie Reeder moved down to the field last week against Kennesaw State to call the plays. How does having him on the sideline just kind of help improve communication a little bit?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's funny. I wouldn't even say I talk to Coach Reeder more so now. He, coming down the box. The first couple of drives versus Kennesaw, we would watch the previous drive together on the sideline. But then as we kind of got going, when we come off and as the defense is on the field, trying to get us the ball back, he likes to think about the next drive and script for the next series. So really, it didn't really change much. I was talking with Coach Gans and the rest of the offensive coaches on the sideline for, just any slight adjustments that we had going into the next drive. But, if anything, communication gets clearer, at least, P and 10 situations when that first play going onto the field to start a drive. But other than that, it was good.
Anything else for Nick? All right, guys.
Thank you, guys.